38 tons of gold. And just because you have this city, any dollar politics into you. Government person stabilize cities into Bank of Ghana for ton gold no nyina say I can't 19 tons. Bank of Ghana for ton ye gold ni nyina o amanaka 19 tons just because some person stabilize city no. Na unim besi ne Bank of Ghana for nipa kro mo ton ma omo. Na omo ka say e John. Omo san ko bank parliament bi say gold no ma ton gold 38 tons no. Ah omo ton amanaka 19 tons pe no. Ba parliament and some more mutumi no sanko to gold ni bi meka ho na ye bu so mo say sa 19 the amoton 38 tons na maton ama na be di 19 tons moton ma hwan moton at what price because you see I onim say sa 38 tons no you see ye kwa to gold no fofo bi ma ye baboka 1.2 billion dollars nye cedis and it's our plane na same way nyina ye national taxes me say omoboa he na say na auditor general ko parliament o say o na no call parliament na enkrofobia disika dada the NDC ba pa we auditor general hu auditing bi aso be call parliament say go disika audit enkrofobia court. Now what is the auditor general waiting for? Go to court and prosecute them. No mo the auditor general about parliament on enkrofobia disika na kokwana story go case go to parliament, go to court, sue them. Oh no kra muntu mi sue enkrofobia disika ma Masa begina parliament and go discuss and ghost names, education ghost names. That 1 year near 1.5 years. Just go to court. Diversionary taxes from gold no makotono. Then I will go 38 tons. What koton man abeka 19 tons. Oton ma samayo. Oton ma friends and family. Oton ma deyo. Oton ma Dubai fo. Otoma Kuwait for we don't know. No was about parliament here and Tom Obium. Me was a see as ye casi a koto gold na. Ye best about 1.2 billion into a young man. Now near Jumaye, junior Juma Juan Pacho. These are the questions. You should don't allow yourself to be diverted. Don't allow your brain to be diverted. Diversionary taxes. They are costing diversionary taxes. They are costing diversionary taxes. I swear to God. Diversionary taxes. Government per se. Oyi adwene the main issue so which is that gold no makoton moton ma hwan moton no sen den afa de ye kwakoto gold bi ma ye san boka 1.2 billion dollars. And who is going to pay? This is clear financial loss. This is causing financial loss to the state. We are causing financial loss to the state, and somebody ought to pay for it. But said the be am obi adwene cause say financial loss has been committed. Yem peso obi abe hu se ne ma koso no makwa kwachi Freddy Blay ni nyina diversionary taxes. Freddy Blay o makwachi ni me see diversionary taxes. Akokra we wo kwachi ni o case anya afa na kwachi obi just take the person to court. Edu boy in case am start ye hu baby akodu. Mo kwachi nkofo gold na de na ebi mo small go ye hu baby a case na kodu. All the cases that attorney general starting here, OSP starting here ni na case na koti saying. Face those cases. Me add new ones. The wire that no crop fire omunyina no ye obi no obe defend obi ama o say o my bonia somebody no ye defend obi a chi omunyina omo a wa chi omo no for omo di asem no na uni case ntino why didn't say ma o say we dey since professors no mo Legon no ye press conference about say him fan na gold no when ye ton gold ma what to say newspaper be carry gold no one say o ma sheda o ma divert attention. Oh, Mahama Chini bra plane. And I need diversionary taxes, I'm telling you. Diversionary taxes. Diversionary taxes. And I also can't be people for you bedi watem into nobody wants to talk about the main issue, no. The main issue. He started Iran, America for war, he started a cancer massa. Near my bobe kosro. They affect here near do no moody atem. Because you know, almost best will be other can and want them. And then your friend saying Echo TV3 no aka say ampa war he start crude oil boy cost on the world market. Edu jita maklo. O say crude oil boy cost on the world market. But again, the government in person obi abeka crude oil boy na say mo. On person obi abeka crude oil boy na say and oh ye better so. And then they atumu no. The reality of the fact is that global politics no effect. Yeah, we are coming to see it. That is why COVID-19 and can see their politics. That is why Ebola and can see their politics. What do you hear? Digital macro. Say, man, now can we? I mean, you are not TV3 no.
Crude oil price is doing. I just checked from Energy News, one of very respected news outlets, online news outlets on energy-related issues. And they are projecting that crude is doing about $99. Before the conflict, crude was doing $66. And so that's almost like $20 or $30 or so more that has added onto the situation before the conflict. So quite clearly, these are the things that are happening. But thankfully, the one that significantly impacts on pricing, which is the exchange rate, by reason of the current managers of the economy and what they've been able to do, it had kept the currency a bit more stable for the purposes of planning. And so, if the Ghana cedi today were to be trading at $15, 15 Ghana cedi to $1, the price of petroleum products would have been like 23 Ghana cedi for a liter. But because the current managers of the economy have been able to manage the stability of the Ghana cedi for the past 13 months or more, it has anchored the pressure that this current conflict would have. And that's what makes it a bit more different.
When digital macro can say making it different because you're stabilizing cedi, but cedi stabilization in the Ghana for Sika and Quebec media a friends and factory. I'm a boy saying but because of politics in as you see a force why destabilizing cedi, and cedi monso in the next couple of why we have best cost. You see, because there may be one man and this idea politics. And this idea politics at all. And this idea politics. And this idea politics cry be any and all can say Iran near America for war no could have walk us through. I say when me come on Facebook or mudi attempts because I don't want to engage them. Me nya home me read them comment and mudi attempt really because when my boss be say when SHIT hits the fan one kata obehu e drew one na say e bo no global crude oil price no cost no e kan Ghana na kan ya ni fuel ni ade ye tuma we will see it. Let's face the reality. Ni nyina anya ba ko say on my nation building we are building more. And I remember the famous speech of President Mahama Christmas. He any NDC Ghana, any MPP Ghana, Ghana ni nyina Ghana e ba ko pe. Ghana no nyina ye Ghana e ba ko pe. Nti wan hwe now they could be bia be ye politics chinchina ye fanye politics ochina no ye ne ye ho be kire yen. And you see politicians there, they come and go. They come and go. Into the politics or no enfan because o call no obeji na yes gracia. What I say, obeji na yes gracia, they really don't care. Who no never affect you. And that is why it's a politician that we must be bold enough. Bold enough. See a becker ye de adwene be ye adwuma to show politicians that ye adwene kwense sa ye bibia na betimi ada yen. All these things are diversionary tactics. Diversionary tactics from crude oil, fuel bekosro. Fuel ye po bekosro. America fuel gas was say $3.60. $3.60. But of course, America do no more konto kwanti e be affect omo first before e be ye obia. But baby can Ghana ni baby Iran for blocking no. Unnecessary politics. Yeah, honest me say na ye bahanum to expose the unnecessary politics and I. Be bia ye politics, be bia ye politics. We will expose it today. The unnecessary politics from plain idea politics. Say Kufuado do Timwa, a Kufuado go high plane there, and any safety beam, only Ojari William. Now, President Mahama Kofani Niadia, okay, for his safety, also finding a plane. A Kufuado called you honorary doctorate or swa honorary doctorate. But President Mahama called Korea, a man honorary doctorate degree, okay, see a man, President Mahama honorary doctorate. A Kufuado Nia, Ekoye Bibia, a problem. But you're the mining a Juma Emma Ibrahim there, and your problem. What kind of double standards? No. Minya bema ono so journalist Nathan Kwao. I'll go back to it and read Nathan Kwao there. And they're journalists of I mean, these are all everyday voices. Journalists of all more opinions. Of course, they are Ghanaians. It is own to me that's a journalist decide to speak. That's a friend saying their prerogative. What you say? Also, power to me, people, and I then I want can wait time, and I can wait say. I mean, Obi and Okao. Nobody owes you a friend saying speaking no. Obi and Oka. It is a Manasseh Akanano, and people like Manasseh, they have been vocal. Myself, if you choose not to listen to us, now so bet you people from now. That's on you. That's on you. And therefore, what I said, that's on you. That's on you. It's entirely your business. Let me go back. But in the meantime, President Mahama, a few moments later, this one, this is the first one that came. I think there's another one, Uncle for President Kufuor the award, honorary doctorate, or they call him, and do Korea for so also honorary doctorate. So now and also kind of saying because it's just crazy how the idea politics. Let me play you this one before I go back to old one because old one my brother.
Ezu Nwako University bia yema doctor abra odasu mampenyo anka odi ewie nakọ nom ka say oh ye twa wejuma wo ya ade sei enti ye pese wo ba ne bo abaso ne ma honorary doctorate University of Ghana he nyina we chimo monsa mo mama no doctor nunso mi nimbe bi o.
A few moments later.
This honor you have bestowed upon me today is one that I accept on behalf of all the people of Ghana as a symbol of the deep respect and mutual relations and admiration that exists between our two countries.
Well, a few moments later, I am for you know. Well, a few moments later, I am for you know, baby, a dear bedu. A Kufuor kwaje a award the Debbie, or Tiakonyaso, in Tieniso, a honorary doctorate. But obedient, you see, sometimes President Mama, and the boys know. I know more pushing the market can you must no more pushing on why we are no who's no with the Atiafaso. Let me play you the video again.
Ezu Nwako University bia yema doctor abra odasu yo mampenyo anka odi ewie nakọ no ka say oh ye twa wejuma wo ya ade sei enti ye pese wo ba ne bo abaso ne ma honorary doctorate University of Ghana he nyina we chimo monsa mo mama no doctor nu mi nimbe bi o de ko.
A few moments later.
This honor you have bestowed upon me today is one that I accept on behalf of all the people of Ghana as a symbol of the deep respect and mutual relations and admiration that exists between our two countries.
So, politics in yet. You should not do politics with things. I deal with honorary doctorate here, the more be a effort. So especially when they're coming from another institution or another country. So effort say why you be I saw mine and oh yeah, my doctorate. And normally for diplomacy sake, you know, what you can now ko baby a monyam na nkofo per se omo de show. It's difficult to say menje. It's because okay say on jia. Coin be so no you have disrespected the people. But this is President Mahama. Now, another one, caught pants down. Caught in the act. Another a few moments later. Last me boba kuche another a few moments later. No so beka enko no so enka ho.
Yawo. Ezu.
Train we the
Russia omo ko a efa ya Ghana for efa ye ho ben. Yeah, it's your baby. Ukraine Russia war. What's not play mu now? Cause we call Ukraine now. Ufi Accra, 7,000 kilometers. And San Wakudru. No more come on talkwa. Then say Yesika sem. Na Cote d'Ivoire son kase. Say Russia Ukraine no more come. And so
A few moments later.
Ghana is not immune from the shocks of global events. Recent events in the Middle East, which involve an exchange of missiles between Israel and Iran.
Someone who had another few moments later. Like I'm saying, politics and yet. We shouldn't do politics with it. Russia-Ukraine war, and they are far away from Ghana. But Iran, America, they are close to Ghana. At the end of the day, no mind Ghana, no, we must focus. Say or mind, not necessarily politics. Also, another few moments later, you know. In the president Kwamba is say a few moments later, in fact, I can't bear for because Galamsey, they bet me Galamsey, so a few moments later. Oh, I will pass the LGBT bill, and our parliament are pass a sign. A coup for signing to also sign it. Some George, a few moments later, I bet you some George, so demonstration that we have to or buy LGBT non can want them. And talk on DSCV can sell LGBT non call the coso, as one can want them. So it's sad that we do everything. In fact, Kamala Harris a crab by all the Ghana colors, any America colors to grow good, and you say LGBT colors. I mean, unnecessary politics. Yeba bet you way, yeba bekum, yeba chinkofu way, yeba jelly or munina. How many cases na mo jelly? Because it does not lie in your mouth. It does not lie in your mouth. It only lies in court. So we prove you'll be guilty. Court also, so you see the wheels of justice grind slowly. Young court one day. I was say Obia having a day in court. I said also Obia nyakwa yina no. Into the Nipan Drew court, and not just a 1 hour jail. No. And so you be jail. When Tina Tamos about first, Nana Rollins say, in jelly and people at Tamos is no more failing a kind. And no more not you failing a kind. Sunny what charge him first. Then what the investigation po first. Then what charge then what bad charge me. Okache Rollins and tie young cocoa keke. Yet about cocoa no ko losing out the war about betnase. Then what about manica wasting government's time. Attorney General here press conference baby case na ko say because press conference as any admissible evidence or court to any admissible evidence or court say a few moments later achimo Galamsey and also a few moments later yeah they buy your best stop Galamsey yeah they buy best stop a few moments later what they now know they are not so eh buy they be ma obi abe didi obi abe Galamsey ni bi peche and Sami Jefi papa na se o makoku no sa Sami Jefi ayi ase na me say Enyam Roberts, it was targeted because 9 months of one banner muching of what. In say I don't go for one police station. Yeah, you go ne from some go no way. I know more meaning see a bit you moka. No. It's a few moments later they bet you be see said no na ECG for be announced on Kania. A few moments later ni be no. We must not do politics with Kania. We must not do. In fact, I know they started a friend saying Mahama time and so MPP for the doom so your politics momo umkocha nyum nyina wo ho but it started under Kufo time adum so no be started say ba and NDC for the year politics Ghana na ya na ere fi say NDC beko MPP in fact na do wo opposition ni fi ye num kane da me no me no ebedum kane me kra de me wo inventor ti me yedum kane kra me wo comfortable lead your problem no we allow politicians to mislead us. We allow politicians to mislead us and do unnecessary politics with things when that is not supposed to be done. And then a few moments later, I checking no LGBT assembly and kind. Oil the nearby kind. You see, they say America full boy gas cost Boba Ghana, and they say almost say about the Tokania needs to near me do on my necessary account because that they starting automatic price adjustments. It is a automatic price adjustment. They are not just a crude oil cost slightly, no. Yes, yeah, they are cost. Although there's a tax component, I don't understand why tax say the two petrols go for their politics. Or maybe one of my tax component and fuel pricing. More so a third world country like Ghana must say a friend taxes and share fuel pricing. What do you mean? The shame. Or maybe one of my talk gas, say UK, Ghana, Burkina Faso, Germany, US, ufu on tax wom. Na America cry the okoto and from cry tax wom. To ade wa Amazon tax wom. Ghana nko ade the tax be politics. Yeah, the tax be politics. Ebi eni na go Bank of Ghana for akọ parliament ye mo kwa no mkoto gold. Gold ne nya. Gold na mo beto ye na nya. NDC fo enya bi etumi aton. E dey show up pumping into the economy and ma see the nice stable no. Gold ne nya nka ye koto bi abeka ho. Ama ye koboka 1.2 billion dollars ye onye cedis. Ghana nie. Nti ye mpe no kre. Ba obi obe attempt so obe kan okre bia no ye ntuma dogs no mu di na tem no nye din. Ye di na tem tie ne omo independent voices bebre omo person be kasa. I just said the team legal wife one ade ye nkofo no. Ye be di wa attempt obi aba obi entumi nka bi. Sa na NDC ni MPP for ayo my say team legal wife. Abi ye be di wa attempt to that kingdom come. Ateni ni some omo de omo ko hu school. Omo ni matem didi ko na ba bia se de ye no. But do what I'm not attending on TV that are like, what is this is very uncouth, very crass, but also a speciality, no. Or do what I said about Mekenbi. We can't run governance like that. You're running a bank like that. If you need the President Trump, the politics, the grocery bill, and then President Trump buy on grocery bill as him. Who could have $200 to the Costco crowd? Who could dear grow coffee? Ukuta $200. Who the Costco kokoda because en toshe. Uto nam, uto jene ntos meko, uto bibika asan en toshe. Semana ni adro krantobi. This is being a Ghana bay. Say inflation na ye cooking. Unim say information say even statistical service. You are in charge of all calculating inflation come up amono because you perceive a cooking inflation figures. Now cooking inflation you bottom so many be cookie. If you cook the inflation figures to Ghana and say, oh, inflation is what about 4.3, your bottom so bet me have a cookie any. Uko Joma prices are high, but inflation it say anyama buana is stable by 4.3. Changes no because inflation is not about whether prices are high or low. It's about the percentage, the rate of increase, But that inflation at 4.3, and it's not reflecting in people's pockets. It's not reflecting in people's pockets. This is the sad situation. We unnecessarily do politics with everything. Unnecessarily, we do politics with everything. Inflation and their politics. And any politics are constructive politics are and maybe I become because sometimes opposition so are getting the count money ye build your mind. Said Dr. Callistus Mahama, President Mahama, Executive Secretary, so Bia. All complaining about president say, oh, you should in your plane. No, and also I didn't try in the teacher man a beboa. No, and say, Yembediatem. Into the embassy from Eneko, who be for political sake, or didn't young quarter Manchester IQ, no, and drew baby a friend saying, a bit me a political discourse because I didn't try the teacher of mine. Before democracy, baby, and anomaly governor, they I didn't try. Into Nippon status or the temper, the person has lost the plot. We have lost the plot. And it's not just about president plane. If you're a helicopter, a crash car. Helicopters in your dada. Helicopters in your dada. Arena ache. Eti ye was say your parliament. Na ye pesi kanye kase. We are retooling your air force. Helicopter dada ni na ye tuwa gunia tofufro. Ye de one dada ni na be training for air force training school. Ye kotofufro. Yeah, talk from my president and stop the unnecessary politics. About parliament, so MPP form must not do politics with it in parliament. It's now also your 10 year Rafael market minority leader. Don't you dare about parliament. I mean, politics or hot. It is our job to protect our president. And your president in your job. Because the moment a president in your to play a man no. Just okoya boni aye to minka. Or cross the line aye to minka. Conflict of interest by yen to minka and a mana say canon. And mini abema a first Nathan Gaduga, not a journalist. And this is what Nathan writes on Facebook. Let me show you what he's writing. And this is what he's writing. Or say it is a state capture. This is what Nathan or say it is a state capture for one family, but for another family, there it is indigenous mining push. The double standards and the stinking hypocrisy aches, but there is still no scandal, so it's okay. No. It is a Kufuor time no more state capture. But a obita near mining there be a indigenous mining sector and you push you. Okay, take Kufu the time by on we to a Japakra mobile. There was a whole machinery. Oh, no, I was against a Japa, but it was on the basis of principle. Say, you're making sure that more free gold mining areas in no more about the so. But a lot of people brand oh Gabi Mumpeso we are Ghana gold. But and now Ibrahim Mahama Konya concession or be mining Juma. And I like it because Ibrahim Yesika Ghana economy name on the wall. But the same way na Gabi Yesika Ghana economy name on the wall. And then Gabi the onye Ghana ni. And I Gabi the onye score the Beko bush or the Beko Wiem or the Beko heaven. But Ibrahim Mahama the onye score Baba Ghana. This is the necessary politics that Nathan Gadu is talking about. This is the unnecessary politics. You obi the young polishing on the say no the obi ase by a kufa do there be or your bonsam. You kufa na bushia for the bonsam. Ti adwen papa krawa. Although a Japan doctor do for na dey adwen ne ba yo. Doctor do for na dey idea Japan idea ne ba but I kufa do time no implement it there be bonsam. It's sad. It is sad what we are doing in Ghana. Ye destroy a nation, no? And unfortunately, your young people never because we are not teaching them anything better. And I hear how mo, and I hear say mo, and no near ne, and no, and near ne, and no near ne. They be a make us say the who and one. Ye cry. We've gone half of the life. What you say? But more banner. You are the one who are supposed to open your eyes and understand politics. And understand that some politicians are fooling you. You should know that they are fooling you. And call them out. Yeah, they be an old chance. So, yeah, we mum na mekasa. No, I'm calling politicians. No, Ghana ni your mum mind. Ghana ni obi a Ghana be. Enuni. I was in favor of Ibrahim. Time I know mo ye friend saying, you know, bauxite, Eston cubic. No, I was in favor of Ibrahim handling it. Because my concept is Yama Ghana is a major player in the mining sector. Into combining bauxite ni be a Ghana for the Benye Juma. Because you say you're comfortable say bro need o me we sikanko. O me tu oil abrofu na etu. Gold abrofu na etu. Bauxite abrofu na etu. Lithium abrofu na etu. But the same thing I did pushes Ibrahim enya ade no. The same thing I was saying to me the boy say another Ghanaian. And so yeah, as long as policy no dey ba na you good. Enye good cry yen nyina betumi dey adwen ka ho ne abo ahachia. Yen tene no ahachia. Yen straighten aha say yen say a. We should encourage it instead of ye be label no. Na say ya ote ya. Oma release a first for government lands. Government buy ya o say we release a friend saying ban on selling of state lands no. They say the state lands no. Ye betumi aton. You bet me at state lands. But this is exactly what some time ago. NDC say MPP for ton state lands. Into your bonnet. What you say? You ton state lands. Into your bonnet. But NDC buy idea or see ton state lands no into a left ban. Said they buy a year first saying or almost Toby. Oh, the double standards. I don't have any problems here ton state land. Because state land no one for a certain purpose. In Kroma JSA, state land no yefanya ade e sefata ebeboa echirima. But say bia obi investor bi aba. Na so say state land no. Obetimi dey see factories be 10. Why not? I will see a ton man no see factory no. I de beboa Ghana. But ye the politics sa be si ne. NDC buy one of the things NDC aye ne say ono so koye left man na. Ye beton state lands. Into obi a wo sika otu betimi ato state land no bra na beto state land ni bi. You see politics enye. Why did we do politics? Why did Sir John who here say o Sir John akoto den I say obi nkoto ni bida. As obi nkoto bida, let me show you a state land ewa hanum say. It's just this is state land. I say government left suspension on sale of state lands with new stringent guidelines. Allo, stringent guidelines be any settings. Stringent guidelines be any settings. Then me my journalist wa Ghana chew. Nina settings. Stringent guidelines be ni honum. Ye cotons as no be atobi. But what sending message I would at them who needs count to me koto webi. But buying penny phone in no more is coming in a better. Oh, NDC ni MPP. When we tell you so we are the same, it's just a matter of say colors they change. 4 years people will change. And 4 years they keep recycling because under President Kufuor Jacob Chebelamte. It was a whole issue, man. This in the court. This matter went all the way to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court. Supreme Court released a Lands Commission, yes, statutory body. Statutory body, so under Ghana, or then and to no take a decision. I bind them to me, but stop a decision. And I hear politics. President Kufuor free one because one of the things that President Kufuor no buy or the G, the money no, and all the free ho, and NDC buy. NDC buy no more the same thing. And as I say, and I am Krumamunsa saying the GCD, a year what a cantonment almost turn the man, third party people. I say a year refurbishing. Tomoto dine another diner or a plot no. A diner was near Bogu, normally a see condominiums. Oko a cantonment a bebre, it sprang up around that time. Chase homes near there, a one side nina, adolance nina, that's how all those properties came about. MPP again, MPP so the politics, and this is what Thomas has no. MPP buy and another and a friend said, John, forever. I give it to my niece forever, the because John Sukoto, assassin be or Atimota Forest. Anything not to NDC for the year politics, NDC buys yan on also jegum, on also beton. It is the politics of selling Ghana, no NDC near MPP no move. It is the politics of yen say yen ton Ghana, no be anjeni chefa, no man for them. Na said the or the bram when you so why did I say or boy so ye juma is that video you better military funny be one. This week, you almost see a fan club. Messi is part of the diversionary taxes. This recruitment in the diversionary tax. So that unya kind of work out here a ton state land. So that unya kind of work who say Bank of Ghana for ton you go. No see and some more mungo to go nibium. Now you book $1.2 billion. So that you what drink diversionary taxes. Diversionary taxes. The same recruitment, you know. MPP 4 times more recruiters. There be other MPP for recruiting for. We don't have money. Ghana needs car. And then you fan for soldier. And then you fan for police. As omo you togo for. Now when this man back up can oh omo ye for mo soldier ni police no me Ghana for. Na MPP time they no me ye one. MPP time no me Burkina for. MPP time no me Afghanistan for. Unnecessary politics. The same thing. A few moments later ni be no. Musi sikeni wo be ne de ska wo. I had the fan for soldier, you had the fan for police, and me to Omukana. Say, see, Omuka said, Uncle failing to me for and if on fire, President Mahama, where issue statement said, Young foul winning and gum, young for 400,000, young 4 million and cajon, young 4 million police or fires, young 4 million and gum. The politics. You find this for a yes, I find this for because they are Ghanaians. And do you Ghana and India, it is good. The same thing you found and the MPP, only Ghanaians. Into it is good. And so make the kind of noise that was made, NAPCO. And then I buy a coffee NAPCO for the SA. NAPCO is a waste of money, but these are also Ghanaian children. NAPCO for no so munya pasa. Oh, say politics in here. Unnecessary politicking of national issues, national discourse, developmental issues. A beboama Ghana fan into my pay for see and yet. Ye didn't bear politics. Any. You see, the unnecessary politics. Any and this is the Ghana we have. Mami come test message be Clifford Bafu. Or say if the NDC as a party has pungent for being politically diabolical. I have nothing to offer the ordinary Ghanaian. I disagree, Mom. I disagree. You can say NDC is diabolical, but say they have nothing to offer Ghanaian. I disagree. But it's no BIOBB to offer. Let us have Dawson. It's not to say they don't have anything to offer. The KABC family and friends in Mahama's administration here 2 months. Dr. Callistus Mahama, Joyce Bawa Muntari, Randy Abe, and Bafuboni, and then the Irene Adi Omunina, Mahama and friends, and a family. I don't know. Richmond Kuredu or Chelsea, they preach against it in opposition, but now they are doing the same thing. We have made a big mistake bringing back NDC and this just to rewrite their wrongs But this time, no, dear, it's smelling too bad. And also, no, dear, and no. Edmond, dance, good evening, Steph. You're Edmond. Also, good evening, and come my way. And after Richmond, couldn't do us, but we are now the NDC is telling us we can't criticize them in any way. Everything they are doing right now, no, they want us to believe, say, yeah, they are so see, you need so Efra. Clifford Cheba for say the corruption, the occupation of image tarnishing politics is so bad, and it doesn't adhere to the benefit of Ghana. Yeah, Obia ni didn't attempt. Anaba na mo amoko. Just oman ko wiye sikampo. Omo abes the government of Ghana tell me sponsorship and government more sponsorship. Hey, nkofo so tibida. This is not them blue black and say. But I'm happy so omo asan ba so omo June kro omo san ko America. Enti mo amudi atemu ntiate mo ko hage transformer. Say London no cry na mo se mo ntiate say women of valor mako London. Say omo so omo the gold boss sponsorship me san ko World Cup. Now say then mubesu. You go cry blood. Mubesu ana mubesu more NDC support that na buy a Togo kramun ko bi no mo se mo ntiate say na ba na mo omo women of valor any gold boss sponsorship call London. Say omo so omo ko America cry. Nti mo ne mu starting su moja. You go cry pepe. James Owusu Kwate message or say Stevia, I'm sorry you are contradicting yourself. You perfectly explained the concept of inflation. But on the other hand, you are saying prices are high. I'm saying that prices are high because the rate, it's not commensurate. It's not corresponding with the 4.3. That's what I mean. I know just the high price na making. The rate of the prices, because inflation, the changes the rate. Clifford, I say politicians here unprincipled. Then they are and no any year and no and I year brain no Charles redo there or say that ben who win Charles, it doesn't matter. That ben I mean who here doesn't even matter. Tell you I say now all these mining companies are being allocated to Ibrahim. Imagine Sananado are buying any the mining companies me man in Myanmar and can the besi e Ghana hanum. John say look at the global situation. We know what's going on in the global situation before any African country thinks. So we have already thought. Okay, on also need our day banano. John, BM, okay, John, my account. Okay, Chukusi, if ya may show from Kumasi, but use a little bit more English so that we all can understand you. Okay, Chuku, I get you. Why? Kwesi a champion or Sibim lady, a very true party, a cano. Richmond Credu say if you are comfortable lead, but yeah, me mature a friend saying a snake over 20 years. And I mean, I bravo life, you know, 70. Mature half for crab or so. Ain't in your me when I what problem? Oh, me would never have lived my life. But more rantiana munu baby and I'm more supported is a huno. When I was a modern, but Dokunusi cry is a problem. A Juma is a case. And it's only Edmayana say you still follow politics blindly, sheepishly. And your case. Just after Akose Mahama said Ekufuado a family and friends. And then they say Mahama no say Ekufuado family and friends. No, you. John say if I agree with you. Sami if you ask no muku no dear revenge pan. Me say me inside Philadelphia, I gave that information to the police. Me say Monsha ade no mu ye nkofo no mo nyam robbers so a reprisal attacks. Yo, Richmond Credu or those who have who fed them with the falsehood no opposition or more no more deceiving for big time. Or more na da mo de da danko for na nunie enene ene ma na akwa asesano etientu omu nyina afo. Linda appears on fire. Linda, thank you. Why? And Abrantia Bacoso. Okay, mami, your message ni Redmond Credu Macau message, John Macau message. Jay Dazzle, or say, I think Mahama had his first class from the university. Korea, and you know, Mama no honorary doctor. It doesn't matter. Because President Mahama said, no, can't hear Kufuado ne say. Kufuado ti akonya so no honorary doctorate. It doesn't change the fact that President Mahama so ti akonya so no honorary doctorate. Whether on any school na dem man or not, it is a U10. Because the common man no ka so ma criticize Kufuado so ti akonya so a PhD honorary PhD me so menje. But on himself cast on Gia, a bit show disrespect to the people. Tell so and there's absolutely nothing wrong, Sir President Mahama. There's nothing wrong. In fact, Korea for entire Ghana and Monyam. Ain't nisi a day honorary keke. Honorary keke. You find your politics. You find your politics to the extent that Kufuado or Chinchim go for sana or Mama no honorary doctor. Really? The Kufuado not to honor the doctorate near there. at his age 80 something you say one say 78 you say oh no the doctor no dey then so the coffee anya brodo ni cheese no dey berry anya yi and I know odi ni ire birthday one gaga ya na Kufu Ado ye wada papa no wada munyina munim se nipa no free akonwa so a Gracia the standard of living is constitutional. You can't change it. And also the Ghana constitution grand family manual. Wa born bra as you see Akufo-Addo before being president, his law firm was one. I don't think that I think his law firm top 5 law firms or we are rich law firms. Akufo-Addo the law firm top 5 law firms are was omudi cases amudi dollars boom omudi cases were Ghana di cases were abrochire Akufo-Addo law firm kan. It's when you be a co-position come bed no. When you be a co-position come bed no, who didn't attempt, you are wasting your breath. You are just wasting your breath. So what you say? Richmond Corrado was you could you talk about for judge if you mean the way you politics helicopter and any money and they said helicopter that dainty and no one say nipa me no helicopter that dainty ye nipa me no just like that. They shouldn't have died, but helicopter that dainty and a nipa me no so yo yo Albert Gani say I don't think the equalization is valid. If Dakun buys his plane before his cousin came to power, there will be no problem. Did you know the plane? Massa, this is not an issue. Yeah, Dr. Callisto Sukra, oh yeah, executive secretary to the president say valid. Oh, Abeke can they open? Share. President Nakasa executive secretary class consensus na Ghana for you raising here very valid. Very valid. What you say? I think Bibiani idea politics. Romeo answer or say yeah. Okay, Abrante no di attempt now to do nothing, but ignore him. Ignore him. Ni Jabindo do so di attempt another one. We papa who ni pa udi attempt. You are insulting your own IQ. That's a me see argument, the debate there, but you share your views too. The moment I'll be the attempt, that's a clear depiction of your IQ level. Daniel Amanko, I say this is NDC people for you. They be near my more minor. Mauk maintain or say until when Ghana, sister, until say Ghana for them near Dao, near Baku, near who's on money a diano. Politics say ya nebekoso. Collins agree or say more power to you, Vim lady. More power. Kwasisa for a champ or see look at him. They have all put their hopes in the dollar. And I do Jitama said dollar, but in fact, and I do video.
How the situation was in the past. Because remember that there was a time that the Ghana city rose to almost 17 Ghana cities doing. I just checked from Energy News, one of the very respected news outlets, online news outlets on energy related issues. And they are projecting that crude is doing about $99. Before the conflict, crude was doing $66. And so that's almost like $20 or $30 or so more that has added onto the situation before the conflict. So quite clearly, these are the things that are happening. But thankfully, the one that significantly impacts on pricing, which is the exchange rate, by reason of the current managers of the economy and what they've been able to do, it had kept the currency a bit more stable for the purposes of planning. And so, if the Ghana cedi today were to be trading at $15, 15 Ghana cedi to $1, the price of petroleum products would have been like 23 Ghana cedis for a liter. But because the current managers of the economy have been able to manage the stability of the Ghana cedi for the past 13 months or more, it has anchored the pressure that this current conflict would have. And that's what makes it a bit more different.
But ye gold 38 tons. Manaba beka 19 tons, all because we want to stabilize the city. Abranka says he can recruiting Crawford into the army, ni police, and kebet me to salaries. And the one also ada, it's on to you. the unnecessary politics, but on kasa admitted say Iran conflict affecting him because already crude oil born a kosro. What Obiano was my born, you see, because Obio betina baby, so we say and a crude oil born in kosro or best reno. Or because crude oil born kosro near 2 petrol, na bibia born kosro near we are saying global crisis hitting ya. Any MPP jom ni any NDC jom. Everybody will go to that same market. Ye nyina ye bebre. Ye nyina ye bebre. So there's nothing NDC MPP about the friend saying Iran war no any the effect on crude oil prices. I bet affect you but what we are saying is say Russia, Ukraine, what the politics is and next we run it by what tell are any affected. And NDC is trying so hard to justify it by saying, oh, you're stabilizing city in India. I didn't want to affect it. America no ni ade economy ni big because start affecting ama eniama bo okosoro gas bo okosoro you are sitting there still unu no hu na wo say so affecting ye they are stabilizing city no crude no ye the city na ekoto crude no ye the city na ekoto. See, this is just DNS economics. This is just DNS economics. But here we are unnecessary politics into yeni ahoto. Unnecessary politics. Yeni ahoto. It's up to us. Say, do one say, yeah, two petrol booma. We go talk through. Don't worry. We give you own jindio, support you, whether you believe the first saying Iran conflict and affecting Ghana, whether you believe Iran for blocking state of Hormuz or won't block you. What it doesn't matter what you believe. As started say Kanya, you go talk through. Okofro trot runner, you go talk through. Politics should not just be about power. Say the Ghana news neka. Politics should not just be about say power. It should be about building system structures. Building systems and structures. We shouldn't just do unnecessary politicking with politics. What you say? Daniel Kate say if you trust you need your whole kind because issue. Also, Marco say, why should we believe what private belongs to Ibrahim Mahama and not okay? I say I didn't think I was here believe he say play no crown Ibrahim Mahama, they are not President Mahama. Well, that's what they've disclosed. Ibrahim Mahama, Mijiri say nyane dia and kaonka and dia hopefully say be President Mahama dia no ashada kase. No, I think that Ibrahim Mahama dia because Ibrahim throughout life Ibrahim always catching President Mahama. On our building the life chain brand always catch President Mahama decided to do politics. Ibrahim decided to do business. And it's that Ibrahim always catching President Mahama. And on a private jet, but so he can afford it. That the President Mahama only private jet. Don't only says cannot be kwakoto. What you say? And the youth, send a Ghana news can be a fan of Ghana, no honey or modache, not just unnecessary politics. Clifford, they say the NDC painted another as though so in Bonnie because of power. And Nana Dunyankopon and or you almost on to mano. Or Hineba, Nana Boadu, or since the fear, Adeni is serious, but the Edro no Ghana no. Ghana, baby, a dear bedroom no. Linky, or say this MPP NDC people no don't have anything better for Ghana. That's a Ghana for our citizens now come boom so that they stop their lives. No man Shana politicians they have been the grass and a baye besine, sa and a baye besine. Mamu they say all they stole, or see they all stole Ghana money. And Nina, my brainwashing agility, we can't even see say Ghana ska and Omodia de Omoyeno. Jay Dazo says if to be sincere, the dollar should be around 14 to 15 cedis. That's what Bank of Ghana is doing purely. No, the Bank of Ghana is artificial. If your mother is dead, now say wada. It's up to all of us. And the Bank of Ghana say Ghana is sika gold 19 a year friends saying tons. I know my ton no more gold. Say gold no your kotofu fro be shema 1.2 billion. Think about that. Oda man no so that a koto gold no for the abeship 38 tons now. A good Bank of Ghana no maton na. Just to stabilize a city now. You better $1.2 billion. Think about that. And don't let anybody divert your attention. Play near same night, diverse night artists. Don't let anybody divert your attention. What I say, don't let anybody divert your attention. Ghana, Ghana, NDC. Said it doesn't matter, NDC, MPP, or mine. That is how I mine or my money to say US, UK, no my building or mine. Or my building system so much. Say it doesn't matter whether Trump let you. And it doesn't matter whether Biden, it was system, the Bayajuma. It will flew up and the system will kick in. You can only do much. Intina Donald Trump na wabani obi a obewo America bia no unyo automatic bia and you know court because the system will whip you into line. Omo system they will crack the whip. What you say? And the system will whip you into line. It's mama fancy and na course but next Wednesday ye ba ye be bia mo bia kasa na obi so a kire na den. We just you made but don't let politicians fool you. And then some ya can as a politician, omo kwanya or no, or better politician. E biane a government lands ni na MPP for 1 year to suspend. They say they see engum obia koto bi. And you was kana so obenya skebia beto government lands bia. Start yesusu na so beto bi because obia koto. Elizabeth, oh, sister Lizzie. Mpacho Wednesday why Wednesday mean say na unya nka be fire na style bia bi ba nyankopon ya adoma Wednesday na ya fire ko government lands there say they aba no mo say enkoto ni nyina bi nti obi akoto it's sad se Ghana pa chese Ghana politics nti o de yem fancy anum say na nyankopon ya adoma Wednesday but still yem fa ya consem ma ye nuanom a omuko wuye e wo tema no wo helicopter crash no but I'm saying God bless the a pilot because pilot na yes emergency attempt no so be lande wo cap school park ya and kanipo bekum nkotema de adan ko a even crash or ya na gini poso the co system industrial area to ho tema refinery any balco any ferrofabric kanipe be wunu nka by now we are talking about Black Monday and thousands of people will die and to God bless the pilot but nipa mienu no ma free muso nyakopon for mo kransie yi na ye bomb pie say we dey been to Ghana da